I'm so excited for today's video, but I'm also a little nervous because now that I'm done all of Hiya Hazelwood'S books, at least the ones I'm aware of that she has written, it is now time for us to rank them from least favorite to uber favorite. I may or may not have what I think are some unpopular opinions, but the great thing about this is that this is a safe space. So let's talk Hiya Hazelwood. I do really love her books. So if you're new to my channel, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Kat, and today we're talking Hiya Hazelwood. I'm not going to give descriptions on the books, but I will give the tropes that you can expect if you haven't read any of these. Apparently there's 9 books. 9 books. Some of them are novellas, which I am including in this list because she wrote it, I read it, so it counts. Have them ranked, so let's get into it. So in 9th place, we have Below Zero, which is the 3rd novella that she wrote for her Love You to Loathe You series. Pretty sure that's what it's called. Book names and book characters, they don't stay in my noggin. Apparently this is second chance romance, a little bit of a workplace situation, opposites attract. But for me, I remember it being like very dramatic, and I have a hard time with romance books where like things just happen, you know? Like, I don't know. In a fantasy book, I'm like, yes. Like, of course someone's trying to assassinate you for the throne. That makes sense. And that person just happens to be like your half brother that you never knew about who has shadow magic. But in a romance book, I'm just like, I don't know. So because of that, it just wasn't a good fit for me. So it is in 9th place. Now we're just going to keep the vibes going of the novellas, and we're going to talk about Under One Roof. This is the first book in that Love You to Loathe You series. Think that they were enemies, so it's giving enemies to lovers a little bit, but I remember them being roommates, so you have a lot of close proximity. I feel like I was really neutral about it. I liked parts of it, but I remember something to do with the bra, and I don't think we ever got any explanation. Maybe we weren't supposed to, maybe I was fixated on it, but I was like, Allie, what? Like, what does this mean? And then it was done. So we're gonna live in no man's land together, but this is in 8th place. Well, okay, so this is like where things kind of get sticky. I'm gonna put Bride in this 7th spot. Okay, I know, just like hear me out. This book is definitely giving enemies to lovers. It's giving marriage of convenience. Opposites attract, definitely. I'm such a huge fan of fantasy romance, of paranormal romance. And because I'm such a fan, I also have preferences. And I feel like those preferences turned into expectations. So I went in thinking I was gonna get something and I got something totally different. This is giving kind of like a mystery vibe, but I really struggled to get through it. And I do think that part of that is because I was standing in my own way. I have a whole review up on this book. I will link it at the end of this video. But yeah, it just like didn't work for me. I wanted it to, and I love that she tried something different because she's such a fan of Twilight. And I love that for her. I love that for us, but it just wasn't a good fit. Sometimes it happens. And let me tell you, I was sad. I was so sad. Then in 6th place, I'm actually gonna give it to Love on the Brain. I remember liking this. I've only read it once. I felt like the ending was like a bit too much for me to love it. I feel like it was enjoyable. I liked the female main character. I liked Levi. They did not communicate well, and it didn't really bother me. It's workplace romance, it's forced proximity, there's drama. Overall, entertaining. Okay. Well, then we have Stuck on You. This is the 2nd book in that Love You to Loathe You series. The only trope that I remember is that this was giving forced proximity. They were stuck in an elevator and I loved it. I ate it up. There was kind of like a dual timeline thing happening too. It was a vibe. It was a good time. I liked them. I shipped it. I want to read this again. Now we're going to be talking about my favorites. We're talking top tier. And 4th place actually goes to Check and Mate. This is actually Hiya Hazelwood's YA debut. This is giving Queen's Gambit. It's rivals to lovers. It's he falls first and falls harder, in my opinion. There's a lot of forced proximity. I don't know if you could technically call this workplace romance, but they do compete in chess tournaments, and I'm here for that. There was some things with the female main character's family that I was like not a huge fan of, but overall, I think this is an excellent YA debut. I need her to write more YA books because I just do. But overall, a good time and perfect if you liked The Queen's Gambit. Now, I've been doing a lot of thinking on this and I've gone back and forth, but I feel like ultimately, in this moment, 3rd place is going to go to Love Theoretically. The mood reader in me is like, are you sure? In this moment as I'm filming this, yes. This is another rivals to lovers. I would say that he definitely falls first and falls harder, which I love to read, love to see it, love that for her. The female main character though, her personal journey, her growth, what was talked about in that book, I really resonated with. I really loved her. I loved her so much. The guy was a little bossy. He did seem to see her quite clearly, which I did appreciate. And I feel like this is one of her best books. But yes, Third place goes to Love Theoretically. This book is really fun. Some good things happen in it. Okay, now second spot, and basically first spot too. I mean, there's no way to hide it. It goes to Not in Love. I was so surprised by this one in the best way possible. This book, I would say the major trope in this is forbidden love. There's a secret affair. There's also like a workplace situation that is very not good, not healthy, not happy, and they're kind of having to deal with that. But the chemistry, like the genuine connection between these two main characters, I could not put it down. It took me a moment, probably like 30%, and I was like, I think I'm really liking this. And I did. I really did. It is her spiciest book, but it plays such a pivotal role in this book, in the characters, in the forming of their relationship. It matters. I feel like this is her deepest book. I feel like I really understood the characters. I love everything that she did here. So yeah, Not in Love. And I love that Ali Hazelwood is continuously trying something different. She not only gave us Bride, but she gave us Not in Love. Keep on keeping on. Then, of course, the last book that we're going to talk about, but not the least important, is The Love Hypothesis. I absolutely adore this book. It is my favorite book by her, obviously, but that's because it's such a comfort read. It's fake dating, it's workplace romance, it's strangers to friends to lovers, and it's also very low fanfic. I read this anytime I need a serotonin boost, and it always delivers. So for that, it has to go in the top tier spot. So as always, let me know your thoughts on my rankings. Let me know how you would rank them. Let me know your favorite or your least favorite, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, book lovers.